There's been talk of Mafia 4 development for a long time, with new job postings appearing at the developers and a lot of activity. There hasn't been much clarity, but it seems that in the coming weeks, they will finally announce Mafia 4. First, we'll talk about the leaks of when Mafia 4 will be announced. Then we'll discuss guesses and other rumors. And finally, we'll talk about the storyline. The story of the new installment will most likely revolve around the backstory of the first Mafia and Tommy Angelo from the first part of the game. We may play as Don Salieri, but more on that later. I've decided to gather all the known information and put it in one video. But let's move on to Mafia 4. Take-Two started preparing for the announcement of the new part of Mafia a few days ago. This was reported by an insider with the strange nickname Kurakazis. But this person is actually quite significant. No, he was noted earlier by other successful leaks. He leaked Marvel Rivals and even the game Judas from the developers of BioShock. According to him, it's hard to determine the time frame when the announcement with the trailer will take place, but he noted that the preparation for the new trailer of Judas from the creator of BioShock started about 3-4 weeks before its release, and then the trailer appeared. Most likely, as Mafia 4 belongs to Take-Two, the situation will be exactly the same. He shared this information a couple of days ago, which means that by the end of May, we might see the first demonstration of the project. But what do we know about Mafia 4? We talk a lot about it, speculate, dream of Las Vegas as the setting, and so on. But what is this game? It is known to be developed on Unreal Engine 5. It was officially announced in 2022. On the anniversary of the first Mafia, the game's codename is Nero. And according to known information, the game will be a prequel to the original trilogy. What does this mean? That we will be playing before the times of Tommy Angelo, a character from the first Mafia. Then we have rumors about where the game will take place. And according to rumors, the game's action will unfold in Sicily between the end of the 19th and the beginning of the 20th century. The plot will revolve around the family of Don Salieri, the boss of the main hero, Tommy Angelo, from the first part. As for the gameplay, the prequel will still adhere to a linear storyline. This is the only leaked information about the story of Mafia 4, but it sounds interesting. I wouldn't mind being in Sicily and seeing old characters, especially ones like Don Salieri. I even remember there were talks that we would be playing as a young Don Salieri. However, let's talk about where the events of the fourth Mafia will take place. And they will take place not in a big city. And these conclusions were made from the search for specialists for the role of a developer of Mafia 4. The company is currently looking for a senior 3D artist for the environment, and they need a developer who will be tasked with implementing content with an emphasis on organic models using combinations of procedurally generated landscape and manual modeling. Of course, all this sounds cool, but the mention of organic models and procedurally generated landscape allows us to assume that the developers are likely placing a very strong emphasis on the countryside, as other company vacancies require a game designer who can do stealth and combat episodes. There was also mentioned an online aspect. What conclusion can we draw from this? Most likely the game will have a territory where there will be forests, because procedurally generated objects are usually forests and various vegetation. There has been a lot of speculation about where the new Mafia 4 will take place. Some said it would be Las Vegas, and I think that would be the ideal setting. Imagine those burning lights, old Vegas Mafia. You walk through casinos, solve your gangster problems, launder money, and check on the slot machines. A war for territory, a war for business. Oh Lord, that would be perfect. But is there vegetation in the state of Nevada where Las Vegas is located? In reality, if we look at the map and screenshots of this place, there is no vegetation. Mostly there are mountains. However, procedurally generated stuff can basically be with the landscape. Yes, it is also procedurally generated. However, most likely the location will be some other, not Las Vegas. There was also a vacancy for a senior system designer, and in this vacancy, it is mentioned that the person who gets there to work must be able to work with multiplayer projects or with game services design, which means that most likely the game will strongly press on online. But let's talk about another confirmation that in the near future, Mafia will indeed be announced. This is again related to the earlier leak of information. Last night, 2K announced the game Top Spin 2K25, the first new game in the series of tennis simulators in the last 13 years. After that, 2K immediately specified that the development is being handled by Studio Hangar 13, responsible for the development of the Mafia franchise. And this can be taken as a confirmation of old rumors about Mafia 4. which were leaked by the insider. The fact that the involvement of Studio Hangar 13 in the launch of the new top spin was first declassified by the source Kotaku. This happened in the spring of 2022. It was mentioned that 2K will release Tennis, yes, which they announced yesterday, and immediately after Tennis, they will announce the new Mafia. Thus, the confirmation of the first part of the insider gives weight to the second part, where Mafia 4 was mentioned. That's perhaps all the information about Mafia 4 that you can find on the internet, so please like if you can. Thank you and goodbye.